Hello my YouTube friends! Pop-ups and alerts are the easiest way to make your stream really stand out. Both Streamlabs and Stream Elements have standard ones that you can set up in just a few seconds. But to go the extra mile and make your own isn't really that hard and can really make your stream that much more you instead of looking like everything else. Today I'm going to show you how easy it can be using nothing but free tools. So you know what? Let's get to it! We're going to use simple free tools like Pixlr, Canva, and CapCut to create our own pop-outs and alerts for your live streams. Now there are links so you can check them out for yourself, but again, they're all totally free. So first, let me show you how to create our images. Since we're going to personalize these, the first thing I'm going to do is just take a picture of myself. Obviously, you're going to take a picture of you, and I'm just going to take goofy face pictures. The next thing we're going to do is remove the background from our images. So we're going to go to Pixlr and we're going to select our Pixlr editor right here. And all we have to do is basically drag a photo on here that we want. So let's go ahead and drag this one on there. We can go with full HD and click apply. And there we go. That's my goofy ass photo. So we're going to select our magic wand and we're going to go up here and go to select and we're going to select our subject. And there are some areas that we don't really like. So we're going to want to try to fix these areas. But we're going to go and convert it to a mask. So that removes all the background and we can kind of decide exactly what we want. So now we're going to go into our mask mode here. And we're going to remove some stuff. So we're going to use our draw mask right here. And we're just going to draw areas where we want our mask gone. And this makes it pretty easy. You don't have to be perfect because this is going to be, you know, it's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be fun. So we're going to use this to kind of draw out the areas that we don't want. So there we go. That's pretty decent. We got a little bit of a tint here in my hair that we could remove. But overall, I look dumb and goofy. And that's just perfect for something like this. So to save this out, we're going to go to File and then Export, and we're going to export it as a PNG and just select where you want to save it to, and there we go. And I'm going to do another quick one just so you guys can see. So we'll just go to Home and I'm going to do this one right here. We'll just drag it on there and we're going to create a new one. HD, apply. Once again, we're going to select this. We're going to go up to our select a subject, then we're going to go to select again and convert it to a mask, and then we're just going to clean up our mask, and there we go. I want to take this image right here and I want to put a box over here. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. I'm going to take this shape drawer, we're going to draw a square. And I'm just going to draw it in here like that. And we'll make it bigger. And there we go. We want to fill this in with a color that we like. So let's go with blue. Maybe something a little darker than that. There we go. And I want to do an outline on this. And I want to do that outline in my normal yellow. Like that. And we'll just bump up the size a little bit. So we got an outline to it. There we go. I actually think I might like this better as a rounded rectangle. And now we got this shape here. And I'm just going to move it right here. And we'll adjust the size up a little bit. Hold down the Shift key and we can move it like that. And there we go. And so now we have a little box that we can put our words in, you know, so and so donated, blah blah blah, whatever. We could put that in there. We'll move it down here, try to cover up my arm. In fact, what I'm gonna do, I think, on this, just because it makes more sense, is I'm gonna go back into our cut tool. We're gonna select this, and I'm gonna go ahead and remove this area right here, just so it doesn't look so annoying. And you'll see what I mean in a second. I don't need to go crazy because it's going to be behind the thing anyways. But just so it doesn't, look. There we go. So now we bring it down here. And now we don't have to worry about our arm poking down there and people going, what the heck is that? It already looks goofy enough because my arm looks too big, which I absolutely love. I think that's just about as fantastic as it could possibly get. I want to go ahead and hold down the shift key, stretch this out a little bit. And there we go. So we're going to go up to File, Export. We're going to export the image as a PNG. And this one is going to be box. There we go. And so now we've got that all saved out. All we have to do is animate it. And there is one last thing that I want to do. So I'm just going to go to Canva. And the reason why I did this in Pixar is because it cuts your stuff out for free. Needless to say, sometimes you got to work around stuff when it's free. So all I'm going to do is design a new image. So all we're going to do is go over here to custom size. And we're going to create 1920 by 1080 in the pixels. We can just use desktop wallpaper. It's perfectly fine. And all we need to do here is select, go here, and we can select a background color. So we're going to add a new color. We're going to make it that green color. Pretty much want to make it as bright as you possibly can. So now we can just go and download this by going to File, Download, PNG, select the size, and just click Download. And there we go. So now we have our PNGs and our background. That was easy. Now I'm going to show you how to animate them into alerts and pop-outs and set them up in OBS. But first, I work really hard to try to create content that I think you're going to enjoy. Sometimes I hit and sometimes I miss, but it's really hard to know for sure. And that's where you can really help me out. If you're enjoying this video, leave it a thumbs up. And if it's not your cup of tea, don't hesitate at all to leave it a thumbs down. If every single person in the audience right now left it a thumbs up or a thumbs down, I'm definitely gonna know if this is the kind of content you wanna see. So thumbs up or thumbs down right now. Thank you for the help, and let's get back to the video. It's time for us to animate our images and get everything all set up. Now we're gonna come into CapCut. We can create a project. You don't have to have a paid version of CapCut to do any of this, just so you know. It is totally free. So we're gonna take our PNG files here. We're gonna go with our box. So that looks pretty cool. And we're gonna go with our surprise as well. Okay, so we're also going to go ahead and bring over our green. And we're just going to drag the green down here into our thing, and then we can drag one of these on top of it. So we'll start out with this one since it is the easiest one. And there you go. You see it's created me in the cutout, and I can take me and move me around. I can make it bigger or smaller, however you want. Just keep in mind that this is 1920 by 1080. So wherever you want this to come up and how big it is in here is how big it's going to be on your screen. So I'm going to shrink this down. I'm going to move it over like this, and I'm going to put it right here like this. And we're going to put our pointer somewhere in here. Now you can see that this is actually 5 seconds long of a clip. So it really depends how long you want it to be on screen and all that stuff. In this particular case, I have some audio that I'm going to use. So let's go ahead and take a look and see how long our audio is. And you can download audio. This is just regular Joe audio I downloaded from wherever. I don't even know where. Here it is right here. So we're going to grab that. We're going to move it over here. And we can drag it down here and see how long it is. All right. So we can see how long that is. It's not very long. So we really don't need this clip to be that long at all. So what I'm going to do is make it a little bit shorter. Like that. All right. And we're going to select the midpoint, and that is the point where our stuff is full on. And I'm going to go ahead and hide that. I'm going to select the point in the center where we want me to be up like this. And I'm going to move the audio out here just a little bit so it starts a little later. Okay. And I'm going to go to the basic transform for this right here. And I'm just going to click on this button right here. And I'm going to move over all the way to the left. I'm going to move me off the screen like that, right? So now when I click the button, there we go. And then when we get to the end here, I'm going to go ahead and do the same. We are going to move me off. All right, let's see how that works. All right, obviously that's too slow. So we're going to move this over here. And we're going to move this one over here. We're going to do the same with this. We're going to make it the same length as our audio clip. So there you go. So we can have me stay out a little longer by just selecting that point, going Control C, moving our playhead out, and then hitting Control V. And there we go. So now we've created a situation where I pop out and I go back in and it plays a little sound. All we have to do is go and export this. I'm going to go ahead and call this Toasty. And there we go. And none of this other stuff really needs to be messed around with. I'm just going to click export. It takes like 2 seconds to export it. And there we go. Just click cancel and we're ready to go. So now to get that into OBS, all we have to do is start up our OBS. And then here in OBS, we just click this plus here. And we're going to go and add a media source. We'll call it Toasty. Click OK. And we're going to add, and we just go to the directory where that was. There we go. Open it up. We don't want this looped. And boom. So now I have to resize that. So let's go ahead, just for the sake of getting this set up, we're going to go ahead and loop it so it keeps playing. And there we go. We're going to go ahead and right click on that. And we're going to transform. And we're going to do a fit to screen. There we go. Now we're popping on and off. The next thing I want to do is remove the green background. So we're going to right click. We're going to go to filters. And then I'm going to go ahead and click the plus here. We're going to go to chroma key. Click OK. And there we go. We're removing the background. We can click close. And you can see it is working. So we'll right click. We're going to go to properties. We're going to unloop this. And so this would be like an instantaneous thing that you can use on your live stream. This could be activated by your audience or by you just by turning this eyeball on and off. So we're going to turn the eyeball off and we're going to go into settings. And in this case, we're going to just set it up to a hotkey. So we're going to go down to the scene that we're talking about here, scenes. And we've got show Toasty, hide Toasty. We can put this on the exact same button, so we'll just make it the Z key and the Z key, and it looks like I got something else using the Z key, so we won't do that. We'll make it the slashy key, and we'll make this the slashy key, and we're going to apply it and click OK. And now when I hit the slashy key, it comes on. I hit the slashy key, turns it off. I hit it again, it comes on. It's going to play that sound every single time as well. And we've just created our first custom pop-up. The technique is nearly identical for creating alerts. Let me show you. All right, so here we are in CapCut. We're not going to use the audio sample this time, so I'm just going to select it and delete it. We are going to use our green screen, and we're going to use something different here. We're going to drag this in and drop it here, and we will adjust our thing. And on this particular case, it's all a matter of how much time we want this to be on the screen. So is 5 seconds long enough? Probably not. We're probably going to be somewhere closer to 8 seconds. So there we go. We'll just move this out to the 8-second point. And all we have to do is move our cursor there to see that we're in the right spot. And now what do we want to do with this? How do we want to work this? Well, I don't really like how my elbow is kind of goofy and sticking out there. I think it's dumb. So we're going to bring it over here to the edge, make it smaller. This is big enough for the text to be on if we want it, but we could also create a different box. We can make my elbow smaller, that sort of stuff. So we're going to put it right there. We don't really have to do anything here. What we could do is just go up into the animation portion and we can select one of the free ones. So that just means any of the ones that aren't pro. Well, guess what? The slides are not pro. So we could select this slide one. It's going to slide it in like that. And then we can select out and we can slide the other way. Like that. And now we've already animated our little box. All we'd have to do is put stream labels in here for our guests and we're done. It's going to come in. It's going to go out. It doesn't need any audio. You can put some audio in there if you want. You could put a little audio message that you just record in your own voice or some music or whatever you find. But now we literally have this already animated. We don't have to do anything else. And we didn't use any Pro Tools. These are all free. So now we could just go up here to export, and we could put box in here, right? And then we can go and export it. And you want to go ahead and select where you want to save it. And we're going to just export it. Takes just 2 seconds. And we're done. So now, how do we add that in to create a custom alert? We're going to go ahead and exit out of that. And we'll exit out of that. And I'm going to use Stream Elements for this. If you don't know how to use Stream Elements, I got a bunch of videos on adding alerts and widgets, so you can easily find it. But once you're in your Stream Elements, we're going to go to Overlays. We're going to create a new overlay, and it's going to be 1920 by 1080. We're going to click Start, and we're going to go ahead and add a widget. This is really simple. We're going to add an alert box, and this particular alert will work for anything, so subscribers, members, whatever you want. But we're going to use the subscriber alert right here, and we're going to go ahead and change our video right here. So you click change video, and we're going to upload a new video. All we have to do is drag and drop our video on here. So in this case, we just saved it out as box. We can drop it in there, and you're going to see that it's going to show up right over here. We can play it if we want to see it. And there we go. And we can just submit that. Now it's going to show up right here, and we can embiggen that so it takes up the full screen if we like. Emulate it and go to our subscriber event. And there we go. So all we have to do is modify our text to get it where we want it to be. And you can modify the text to get it anywhere that you want it to be by going into the text settings and placing your text, with letter spacing and the size. If we go into advanced, this allows you to actually move your text left, right, up, down, bottom. I'm not going to do that. It's a lot of fiddly work, but you only have to do it once. So make sure that you go in there and you get your text laid out the way you want it. So if you watch, here we go. It comes in right in the center. But you notice it's there before I slide in. So we can adjust that timing too. All we have to do is go out here. And what we're going to do is go to our animation settings right here. And enter animation. We can make it bounce in. We can do whatever. Bounce in left, bounce in right. So we can make it bounce in right, and we can delay the duration by 1 second. And so let's see how that works. So the enter animation is actually the background. So we don't want any of that. Let's try that. Yeah, so we want to bounce in to the left. And we want to bounce out to the right. And you can have it fade, bounce, whatever you want to do. And there we go. The text bounces in with it. And then it's just a matter of getting the bounce out correct. And we're going to move this up. Let's move this to 1. So this moves the text out before the animation is complete. And hit it again. Maybe a little more. Maybe even a little more. And you just kind of got to fiddle with these until you get it right. But again, you only have to do this once. Once you have it right, it's right. And there we go. I like how that looks. It looks well enough. We just want to save this. We're just going to call this custom alert. And you can go through and do this with every single one of your alerts. So I just did it for the subscriber. But you can do the member, the super chat, the tip alert. You can do all that. You can adjust where the text is and add your box and all that stuff. I'm going to click save. I'm going to copy my URL. I'm going to go into OBS right here. And I'm going to go ahead and click the plus, and we're going to go to a browser source, and we'll just call this alerts and click OK. And then I'm going to set this up for the size of my stream, 1920 by 1080, and I'm going to paste our stuff in here. It does have audio. We can obviously put our own audio in there too, If we want to use the audio, you got to put Control Audio via OBS in there. Click OK. And now we have our alerts. But the problem is, well, I'll just show you what the problem is. We're going to go over here, and we're going to go ahead and click this, and we're going to hit our subscriber event. And if we go over here, you can see we got a green screen in the back. So we want to right click on there, go to filters, click the plus. We want to go to our chroma key, click OK. We've removed our green screen now. So all we have to do now is go over here, and we're going to emulate a subscriber event again. And there we go. Now we've got our own custom alert working, and it didn't take long, and it used all free tools. Now, I told you it was easy. Is there anything I left out here that you would like to see? Let me know about it down in the comments. And if you want to see how you can let your audience control your pop-outs with channel points on the YouTube live stream, check this video out. And if you're always looking for tools, tips, and tricks to help make you a better live streamer or YouTuber, subscribe to the channel. It's totally free. My name is Michael Feyrer Jr. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.